Austin, let's go over your Sharks essay, and the first thing I want you to start making changes about is the formatting. I want you to start following the MLA format so you can get used to that for your papers. And in MLA format we use double space, the whole 2.0, and use Times or Helvetica at 12 point. We're also going to indent our paragraphs. And instead of putting your title as your running head, as a header, we're going to use a running head as our header. Now where is it? Oh, there it is. And we're going to put a page number at the top of the page on the right. And before your number, you type your last name and put a space. That's called a running head, and you should have that on your papers for MLA style. And I'll close our header. And then before you start your paper, on the first page only, you put your name, your professor's name, your course name, and the date. And so your first page of your paper written in MLA style will have your name, your professor's name, your course, and your course here is essay writing. When you're in college, you'll want to put the actual course numbers and the date. And that's how MLA style starts. You have your citation, you have it in a hanging indent. It's perfect that way. So let's go ahead and go through. I'm going to point out a couple of things that you need to work on. Most of this looked really well done. This right here, this who which clause, this isn't the correct use of the who which. A who which clause is a noun clause, so it has to have a noun in front of it because it's got to modify a noun. And you've got which this seascape is a natural habitat where migratory animals, whales, sea turtles, and a handful of other species inhabit. So basically you have a clause. And that's easily fixed. We could fix it here. This seascape, which, and I'm going to delete this, which is a natural habitat where migratory animals, whales, sea turtles, and a handful of other species inhabit, is too important to lose. And so our which clause is which is a natural habitat where migratory animals, whales, sea turtles, and a handful of other species inhabit, is too important to lose. Now, a who which clause, you can put commas around it if you want to. The seascape, it kind of helps you see where your basic sentence is. This seascape is too important to lose is our basic sentence. This which starts the who which clause that goes all the way to our verb. And we put commas around our who which clauses when it's considered non-essential, when you could take it out and the reader still understand the context pretty easily. Most of the time we don't put commas around who whiches, but if you need to help you locate your noun and your verb, that's okay. And that's really a writer's call, whether you feel it's important or not. In writing classes, I usually have students leave it in. But as you start writing for other people, be aware that you can put commas around your who which clause. Good sentence opener, strong adjective. Very good on doing your quote. You followed the MLA style right there. This right here, and this is so tricky, these three short sentences with 4 words, and 3 words. You've got they thrive here naturally, which is a sentence, as do other species, cohabitating as designed. As do other species. Sorry. I don't, that's a clause. Cohabitating as design is also a clause. So let's see if we can come up with some short sentences here. They thrive here naturally. They thrive here naturally. They make their homes their homes they live precariously. They thrive here naturally. They make their homes. They live precariously. That would work. And if I had a little more time, I might come up with some better ones. But we still need a noun and a verb in each of those 443 sentences. You did good on your quotation question. This is a little tricky, so we'll keep working on that. And your question, why do they have a shaky future? It is affected by recreational fishermen who non-stop fish as if the fish population will never dwindle. That's good. Unfortunately, both sharks and the Hudson Canyon and the New York seascape have an uncertain and shaken future. Why did they have a shaky future? That's a good job on doing that. So good job on your paper. The changes that I want to start seeing in your upcoming essays are more about formatting changes. Be sure and start your essay with the MLA style, following the name, professor, course, date, then your running head, last name, and page number. And you have to use the page number under the running head tab so that Word will automatically put the page numbers on your paper. Now let's talk about your upcoming essay, and you've picked out your own topic or your upcoming summary. And in the upcoming summary, I want you to try the last three decorations, the simile and the metaphor, and the alliteration. And if you'll remember, the alliteration is repeating the sound of a consonant or even of a vowel. Simile metaphor, you're using like or as, or you're making a comparison. I don't remember if I saw that in this essay. I don't think I did. And then the dramatic opening or dramatic closing. That's when you're going to use your imagination and some creative license. You're trying to create a conflict immediately. So when something's dramatic, you're wanting to create a conflict. And the shark finning would probably be pretty easy to do. Sorry, I don't know why that keeps popping up. The fisherman hauls spelled the wrong kind of hauls the shark overboard, slices off the fin, and without any thought slides the shark overboard to die. So that's kind of more dramatic. And then you're going to have to lead into it somehow. Because of this and other practices, a quarter of sharks and rays are threatened yearly. They are fighting extinction. Sharks are mainly overfished for shark finning. So that would work, but you're going to come up with a conflict to start your paper or your summary, because we're still working on just a summary. And I know you had sent me your topic, and we can go ahead and start with that topic. And how I want you to do your next summary. I'm going to start a new page here. The first thing, of course, is your header and your page number. Whoops. And then when you start on this, you're going to put your citation with a hanging indent. That's going to be the first thing that you're going to have on your paper. And then the next thing that you're going to have is we're going to do your keyword outline. And then your summary. So have all of that in one document together. When we start doing our research paper, we're going to do the summary before the keyword outline. But start with your citation. Use your hanging indent. Be sure and use the format 12 points, Helvetica or Times, and everything double spaced. And go ahead and start practicing the front page of the MLA style. So start doing all your papers like this so that it becomes second nature. And then your citation will be your next line. Well, actually, you could put your title and center it. Citation with your hanging indent, your keyword outline, and your summary. And in your summary, let's work on our 3 decorations. Dramatic opening. I think it's easier to do a dramatic opening than a dramatic closing, but if you think of a good closing, you could do the closing. A simile or metaphor, and alliteration. Of course, I'm going to grade you on capitalization, spelling, punctuation, and your usage. But let's look at trying to add these decorations to your writing tools. And go ahead and send me your information by Friday. I know you're going to have to work on this a little bit. If you want to, I'd like to get it by Wednesday, but I know that might be a lot to put together by Wednesday. So I'm going to put the assignment by Friday. If you can get it to me sooner, that would be great. And that is the end of the video.